Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, with all the content being released, finally I got around posting, well, number one, a recording of my right side run that I did Itemless just now. And number two, after this I will post like a guide type of spreadsheet and a breakdown of the fights and potential options and so on and so forth. So, as you can see, for my run, I'm going to be using Ironheart, Cassie Lang, Luke Cage, and Lady Deathstrike. Now, to be fair, Lady Deathstrike is there just like as a symbol of good faith, because Lady Deathstrike is actually very good for a bunch of fights here as well, namely Dust and Bullseye. But the real MVPs shall be made visible soon. Realistically, it's Cassie. Ironheart's good too, but Cassie does have a very peculiar playstyle, and it's not for everybody, and each of these fights kind of has, something a bit different to it. So first things first, here we have White Tiger. White Tiger is kind of like a warm-up vanilla fight. You just basically want to have like a tactic champion for it. Tons of champions can do it. And Luke Cage, great, because he controls power, he gets plenty of debuffs. If I wanted to do this easier, I would activate Resonate Mastery, but I didn't really think it was necessary. And there we go. Now Luke Cage is going to go for some nice level 2 there. Sorry about the lag in the video a bit. My phone and everything has been like very laggy recently. Hopefully I do, I do hope to sort it out soon, or I hope Kabam kind of helps us with that. But yeah, Luke Cage absolutely destroyed that White Tiger there. Now then, we do need to take a look at Dust fight, and this one is fairly tricky. Basically, she's going to be unblockable a lot unless you make a mistake. Ironheart is just about the only champion that can do this fight without allowing Dust to go unblockable. And the key there is to start with the Dex, drop a level 1, and then Dex again. And then you will have 5 debuffs, and you will be shutting her offensive ability accuracy down. And at this point, the key is just not to take a single hit in the block aside from parry. And then obviously pay attention to the power stings. They are removed every time you cross a combo meter of 10. And yeah, they do kind of hurt. Typically, I would say you can also tank the power stings, realistically, in this fight, if you don't mess up too much. You can take some power sting damage if that is what feels right, if you're not as comfortable with the fight. Now, this fight used to give me absolute nightmares, but since, I have kind of overcome my jitters against this fight, I suppose. And yeah, I will later possibly show you guys another way how you can do this fight with basically just banking your intercepts against your own wall and getting kind of like guaranteed openings. But unless you make a mistake with Ironheart, you can also, just play it basically as a normal fight. Ironheart's like very good for this, unfortunately. I hated this fight in Alliance War though. Here we can see it goes, perfectly fine. That is a rank 2 Ironheart, by the way. And I think I light boosted, so it was like 10% attack and health boost and 15% attack boost, because, I have those expiring. Anyways, Man-Thing, back to business. With Man-Thing, we're just going to be using Cassie. Cassie, is immune to buffs, so Man-Thing can't do anything. And here the entire thing is obviously do not let your power things fall off, get Man-Thing in the corner, and throw all the special attacks. Well, Man-Thing has to throw a splash. Here I do make a mistake. I always against the first special Man-Thing does. I'll show you guys how to punish Man-Thing's level 1 with Cassie as well. But yeah, get your Taunt on, then get your Poison on. And when Man-Thing throws his level 1, you basically just want to throw in a light and then start charging your heavy attack. It's kind of like playing with Tiger, really. Except you need to pay attention to your pin particles. And there we go. Life's good. Again, a light. We're gonna do that. Finish not finish our heavy attack chain in special 1. I do at some point here want to finish a combo with a medium to apply that poison to make sure that everything is falling off much slower. And yeah, we do have Man-Thing here at 27 power stings. He's already below half health. We're constantly applying it, reapplying all the power stings, so tactic is not an issue. And I just want to basically make sure that he has enough power, and ideally if I do get poison up, to make sure that, town stays longer and all that good stuff. So yeah, here we go. That's one dead Man-Thing. Super easy fight. Barely a scratch. Now, Havok, Havok is a very good fight for Ironheart, and the reason why it works out quite well is because Ironheart can get multiples of armor up buffs, so you don't really need to pay attention to the plasma feedback, aside from the fact that Havok is going to go unblockable. So again, you do want to start this fight yet again exactly in the same way as we showed against Dust. So Dex, throw that level 1. Dex again, we're going to have all your tracking on and everything else, so you don't need to worry too much. Well, I guess I didn't Dex here, but it's fine. It's fine. There is, ideally you do want to push Havok to level 2, just because it's kind of easier. He throws less specials, you can be more aggressive. And you want to make sure that any given point you have at least 2 armor ups on, because when Havok throws a special, he will armor break you. And that's, when he's going to go unblockable as well. So now, at this point, I want to make sure I get another armor up, which means spamming light attacks. And, there we go. I got plenty of armor ups now to not worry about feedback. And I'm just going to be throwing my level 1s to effectively kind of pause my debuffs, make sure that those never fall off, and I do have kind of like a constant source of damage. Not really the trickiest or hardest thing. I will make one mistake here in a second, where I thought he's going to come in for an intercept, but he threw that cheeky level 1. That kind of annoyed me, because that's the only real health loss that I got so far here with Ironheart. And yeah, that's one mistake. I got a bit careless, but you can also play it a bit safer, a bit slower. As long as you have more than 1 armor up at any given point, you're fine basically. And there we go. Ironheart destroys that Havok. Next is Northstar. Northstar is quite an evil fight, because he's going to be special spamming like crazy, and we're going to be kind of trying to benefit from it. Except this time around, when I do my run, he's also going to be a bit mean to me. So here he's going to almost make me run out of pin particles, but thankfully he dashed in at the last moment. I do get 8 power stings on him, and effectively I just want him to keep throwing those specials, and I'm going to keep knocking him down to disable the protection on this node. And that would mean that life is just about perfect. Here I'm going to knock him down at exactly the right time. His protection is disabled, he's barely using any power for special attacks. I am applying extra power stings, even though I probably should have saved that heavy attack, because later on you will have to be very careful when you hit him at all. And here he just refused to throw special, which really pissed me off. So I lost 19 power stings, so this fight's significantly longer than it should be, basically. So here I figured I'll drain out of his power as much as possible before I get myself in a corner. And here I got incredibly lucky, because my pin particles were about to expire, but I'm up at 33 power stings, so life's good. And again, from this point, just kind of settle in as normal. I'll throw my level 1 to get that taunt back up, because I do have the poison as well. And I just want him to spam as many specials as he can. And then I do want to get rid of his protection in order for the power stings to actually do decent damage. And I'm going to be in a bit of a trouble here in the end, but I'm going to start taking these on the block. And the specials are going to start hitting progressively harder, especially when taunt falls off. So I should have punished that special attack with heavy already, but whatever. He gets this special in, and he's walloping into me, but that's fine. I do knock him down. He's gonna activate his special, and he's gonna be dead. We do have 22% on Cassian line remaining only, though. Keep that in mind. Next up, I'm gonna deal with Mangog, and in order to deal with Mangog, and this is quite an annoying fight, and I'm gonna make a stupid mistake in it as well, but that's fine. Whatever. We're gonna be using Luke Cage. Again, there are other options to this fight, obviously, but the reason why I like Luke Cage is kind of he's indestructible too. So, I'm not going to be trying to apply concussions too much anyways. What I'm going to be trying to do is focus on getting the exhaustions and reversing his power gain the best I can, or mitigating it. And then, when I'm going to figure out I got tired of doing that, I will push him 3 bars of power and tank level 3. So here we can see that his power gain is kind of in control. Making me very happy, and we're keeping the situation stable. It's all good. It's all good. There we go. I do have my exhaustions expiring though, so I do want to land in a heavy attack somewhere as well. I think at this point I get bored of this fight, because Mangog's boring. And then I will just throw down and go to level 3 and gonna be like, whatever. So here we go. I do get him to 58% like that. Now, we're gonna drop a level 3. And I'm just gonna start comboing everything. We're gonna eat level 3 now. It's fine. He's down 40% at this point already. I am indestructible, but unfortunately also stunned. And here we do a nice wall dex. And then I go for level 1 to get rid of his unstoppable after that special when he had 10 charges. And again, I'm just going to be kind of as aggressive as I can. Figured if I do make a mistake, I'll probably survive. But I did not have enough debuffs applied. And he, so I don't have the heal block. And that means that I could miss at that point. But that's okay, because life's good. He's at 6%. We're good. We're going to finish it off here. That's fine. So, a bit sketchy fight, but it's fine. Now, the Bullseye that a lot of people complains. Now, I kind of brought in Lady Deathstrike for this fight as well. You could potentially do Dust or this fight with Lady Deathstrike. I figured if I mess up with Ironheart too much, at least I'll have Lady Deathstrike. But I won't do it with Ironheart. And since it's Polka Dot Power Incinerate, Ironheart's actually like really good for this one. You can barely hit the opponent and kind of like just live off Polka Dot, so you have to eat less level 1s. But also, you do not take the bleed damage blocking Bullseye's level 1 because she switches off his offensive ability accuracy when you have 5 debuffs or more on him. So here we can see that he didn't really want to throw his level 1, but I'm going to I just danced around and I got enough power from Polka Dot Power to activate my own level 1 to get rid of the brute force. I should have probably thrown it a bit earlier as well, to be fair. So here, again, we're just going to throw our level 1, and that Polka Dot Power is working in the background slowly to help us. Could have probably been a bit slower too. Dex to apply the Incinerates to get rid of the stun shield or stun reflector or whatever it was for him. And again, just, slowly but surely he's melting, and I'm just throwing level 1s and applying Incinerates and making sure that everything kind of works fine. So we got 33 Incinerates. We can see that they're doing decent enough damage in the background. And yeah, that Bullseye is kind of dying relatively quickly. He didn't want to throw his level 1 again, so I just dexed and activated my own. And yeah, that's about it. He's going to die, I believe, in the middle of this special. So Bullseye's fairly easy. And now I'm not going to need Ironheart anymore. And Ironheart's at low health. So that's number 1 that we will switch off. As in, swap for. There are tons of options here. Silk, Spider Ham were great. But I figured I'll just add Deathless She-Hulk. She's also tactical, in case I need her. But I won't. Right, so here is the Destroyer, the evil Destroyer. And I'm just going to do the fight with Cassie Lang. That's at 16% health, I believe. Now, he would be a perfect target for Cassie if he wasn't poison immune. Since he is poison immune, it's a bit trickier. You need to keep an eye on your power things. But for the most part, kind of good. And the reason why Cassie is so good against Destroyer as well, for multitude of reasons outside of this matchup, is because whenever Destroyer gets debuffed, he loses his charges. So the more power things I do have on Destroyer, the better I will be at, eliminating his charges. Not that his power gain is a big issue here, but we can see that he's at 90 charges here, but it drops down to 71, and okay, he gets his power thing here this time around, but as I build up my power things, he will actually all the time be losing his charges rather than gaining whenever he activates special 1, and I do not try to dex it and stuff. So here we can see he has 45 charges, and now it goes down to 25. So yeah, it's not too bad. Besides that, power gain really isn't a big issue for Cassie. I will make a mistake at some point. That will actually end up netting me more health than I lose. So again, just level 1 here. Just make sure that your power things don't fall off, and that's about it. You will have that heal block constantly. Then I stupidly ate level 1 after I went to intercept. I dropped down to 10% health. But he placed a debuff on me, and I effectively gained willpower healing, and that willpower healing is gonna give me more health than I started with, so that's kind of neat. And yeah, now I'm just gonna be spamming level 1s and being as aggressive as I can to make sure he always has enough power. And yeah, he doesn't really gain that many charges anymore, even if I had to worry about his power gain, which I don't. And yeah, he's just, you know, killing himself. This is the rest of the fight. So Cassie, you could say, is probably an MVP here alongside Ironheart, and it's not too bad. Quite like it. Hope this video is useful. I do apologize for the lag. Part of it is my recording, part of it is the game as well. And yeah, I will try to address that shortly. Hope this was useful and fun, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next